All right, Ken on Stereo Trader back with you with another video. We're going to experiment here using Euro Pound and Aussie New Zealand for trend direction and trading candle range theory. So we have a decision flow chart here that I'm going to be referring back to, and you're going to just see me in real time test this to see if it can give any type of edge. Um, so obviously we have the chart here. I'm not going to read this whole thing here, but I'm going to refer to it and we're going to walk through the chart in real time to see if this gives us an edge with taking candle range theory and getting good moves. Is it required to know this? Of course not. I've had plenty of success without employing any of this. I do look for edges though sometimes from a fundamental standpoint or just a more analytical standpoint when it comes to pairs and some correlation here and there. So with that said, how I'm going to determine trend is just a basic 50 200 EMA on the daily chart. If price is above the 50 and 200, I'll say the trend is long. If it's below them, it's short. If I see anything else, what I'll do is I'll consult with the Google Gemini AI program. I do use AI and see how it can measure up. Okay, but anyway, let's hit the charts. So this is the first example that I did find. So what I'll do first is I'll engage Euro Pound and Aussie New Zealand, and then refer to the flow chart to show what the result were. So I just took a look at a week at a glance. This is last July, July 14th. But in any event, okay, so this is Euro Pound. I think this is okay, so this blue line is the 50 EMA. This green line is the 200 EMA. You'll see prices above both of them. So that means that Euro Pound is strong. So for Aussie New Zealand, price is above both of them, but the 200 is above the 50. And typically, when the 200 is above the 50, the trend's technically considered short because you have what's called a death cross. These are retail terms that some institution uses as well. When they see the 50 cross below the 200, that means like you're in for like a serious bear market. And you do see when this cross did happen, price did go to the downside some, but then it rebounded back up. So you kind of have a statistical, I don't want to say an anomaly, but it's just you get conflicting signals. But for the most part, from a technical standpoint, when the 200 is above the 50 for the most part, until they cross back over, you can say this is just a pullback against this cross right here. It is at a high. So I'm saying all that to say that I'm going to consider this on a downtrend is my point. So we'll go back to the flow chart and just look at our thing here. So if the Euro Pound, I said, is up, right? But Aussie New Zealand is considered down, then that says that I need to be shorting. My odds are best if I short Euro New Zealand this week. All right. So when I look at Euro New Zealand, I look for a bearish candle range theory setup. And so this was the same week right here. And I did see a bearish candle range theory setup right here on Friday for the day, because everything's going to be the daily right here. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, this is pound New Zealand. I'm sorry. I meant to do Euro New Zealand, but I did see this setup right here. Yeah. And that's actually a better one right there. Okay. But again, we don't trade candle two. So I'm not trying to trade long. It's just like, okay, I have a bias for the week. It's right here. And this would have been the trading day right here. And price from top to bottom did drop 90 pips. So that's good. So this would have been, I would have just been looking for a bearish CRT based on what Euro Pound and Aussie New Zealand did. So far that looks like it holds up. So let's do another example here. I'm going to just get rid of this. And I'm going to go back to Euro New Zealand. I'm going to get rid of that drawing. Get rid of that drawing. And we'll just let this play out a little bit. This is last August. Okay, we'll stop it right there. And what I'll do is a week. I just want to see the week when it stopped to see what the analysis was. Thursday and Friday. Okay. But I'm going to check where price was compared to Monday. All right, so let's see, Euro Pound. All right, so let's do the indicators here. And it may be the same. Since this is a big time frame, it takes time for the price to catch up. But anyway, all right, so this was Monday. So you see your price on Monday was above the 50 and 200. So Euro is strong. For New Zealand, price, see here, the 50 is above the 200. So both are strong. Okay, so that's pretty obvious. Okay, so both the euro and New Zealand are strong. So let's take a look at our flow chart to see what our best odds are and see if it actually, if the chart bears it out. So euro is up, Aussie New Zealand is up. So it's saying our best bet for this week would have been euro New Zealand long. So let's see. And sometimes you may not get a CRT pattern. You just may see price move in a straight line. But according to our flow chart, if both pairs are up, we look for a CRT long with euro New Zealand. Did that pan out? No, not really. But what I do like is the fact that you likely wouldn't have been faked out on this one because you had a bullish bias. You wouldn't have taken this short, because I would have taken this short just glancing at it without that analysis that I just did. I would have been trying to short right here, so that would have saved me from that. But do I see a real CRT? No. But I tell you what, let's go to the 8-hour chart to see if there's a CRT on there for the week. I do see an imperfect CRT right here, where you have the 17 and the 1 and the 1 a.m. low holds. This low of the day holds. So getting in right there at 9 would have given you 200, 307 pips all the way up to that perfect high of the day. That is amazing. That is something. I like what I'm seeing here. All right, so let's keep going though. Let's go back to the daily. We'll go back to euro pound. What are we in August? Okay, so let's just let this play out a little bit. Okay, so we're in November. This will be the last one. All right, so let's throw our indicators back up. Okay, just a 50, 200 EMA. Let's find Monday. Is that Thanksgiving? Okay, this is Wednesday. Let me let it go 2 more days. 1, 2. All right, there we go. All right, so euro would have been, the price on Monday for euro was above the 50. Okay, above the 50 and 200, so it would have been long. So we got a strong euro. For Aussie New Zealand, same deal. It would have been long. So we just go back to our flow chart once again. If we figure out that euro is up and Aussie is up, that means once again our best bet maybe euro New Zealand long. Okay, to buy that. That's they call it the alpha trade. So let's go. Let's take a look and see. Let's see if we can go 3 for 3. It doesn't look like it did on this one. It's like longs got killed. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it on this one here. Let me double check this to be sure. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, no, that would have been let me see. Well, let me see if there were any CRTs that. I don't see any CRTs that told us to go long here, believe it or not. Let me go down to the 8-hour to see if we would have taken a loss there. Well, no, it did give us one long actually. That did play out before it did reverse, but there was good price action right here. The 8-hour did give us one long CRT. That's the low. That's the high. Now, obviously, holding it would have done some serious damage to your account, but you would have got this 1 a.m. candle here. That went for 80 pips, so it's not bad. It's just you don't hold that though, because like I said, you see it did come back, but it did give one long, so you would have one long bias to play out on that for the 8-hour. That's good. I want to do one more. That's pretty much the gist of the video. So if you want to click off, you definitely can. But I'm a nerd. I like studying. I enjoy this, so that's why I do it. Let me go back to euro pound. I'm going to let it play a little more through December. I don't want to get too close to Christmas. Yeah, that's fine right there. All right, so let's see here. Trend. Let me find Monday. Okay, Monday did open above the 5,200, so we consider that long. And so Aussie Monday also opened above the 50 and 200. It takes a while too, unless something catastrophic happens. Yeah, both of them open long. So once again, we got Euro New Zealand long for this week. Let's see, we'll make sure we're on Monday through Friday. We are. Okay, so did Euro New Zealand give us any long examples on the daily? And did a lot of consolidating. Kinda. But I'm just gonna say, this is ugly price action. Let me see. This is a daily low. So that could be like a candle 1, 2, 3, kinda. But this candle 3 right here was hideous. It didn't really pan out till right here. You know, the best move would have been obviously would have been here, but this isn't exactly CRT, not the CRT setup. So I'll tell you what, let's go back down to the 8 hour and then we'll end it. Were there any 8 hour CRT patterns for this week based on our analysis from Euro Pound and Euro New Zealand? I think I see one. Yeah, I do see one. Let me see if this was the low of the day, though. Yeah, it was. Okay. So we did get one right here. That's the low. That's the high. Do know I like to see candle 2 create the low of the day. So this was 1,700 on Tuesday. This was the open. Candle 2 right here and candle 3 right here. And it did give a continuation to the upside through 5 o'clock. So this would have been good for about, at the most, about 94, 95 pips before it came back. So yeah, it did give one. It did give one to the upside. So that's decent. But there you go. So that's just something to consider. Like I said, I just wanted to throw that out this little study session. Will I use this? Maybe, maybe not, because I do like to keep things simple. But interesting, though. I did just happen to come across it. So interesting stuff. Appreciate your time and attention. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. And I appreciate your time. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.